You've studied English for 5 years. Maybe 10. You know thousands of words. You look at grammar rules, and they make sense. You pass the exams. But then, someone asks you a simple question. So, what do you do for fun? Your brain freezes. Your heart sinks. Nothing comes out. You end up smiling awkwardly and nodding. Sound familiar? Here is the scary part. The harder you study, the worse this problem often gets. You think you are the problem. You think you lack talent. But you are wrong. You don't have a speaking problem. You have an input problem. Chapter 1: The Two Minds. Think about two children. Student A sits in a classroom. Every day, she memorizes lists of verbs. She dissects sentences like a scientist. Student B doesn't study. Instead, he watches cartoons. He plays video games in English. He just tries to understand the story. 1 year later, who speaks more naturally? It's always student B. Why? Because student A is learning. Student B is acquiring. Linguist Krashen discovered something profound. Learning is conscious, it's about rules, it stays in your head as facts. Acquisition is subconscious, it's how you picked up your native language. You didn't study grammar at 2 years old. You just absorbed it. If you want to speak, stop trying to learn. Start trying to acquire. Chapter 2: The Sweet Spot. But how do you acquire? Let's do a quick experiment. If I start speaking Russian to you right now, you will learn nothing. It's just noise. Your brain shuts down after 2 minutes. Now imagine watching a show. You understand almost everything. But suddenly, a character says a new phrase. Because of the actions, the expressions, the context, you guess the meaning. That guess is where the magic happens. Krashen calls this comprehensible input. Or simply I+1. The I is what you already know. The I+1 is that tiny bit of new language. If the content is I+10, it's too hard, you quit. If it's I+0, it's too easy, you get bored. To grow, you must find your sweet spot. Content where you understand 90% and absorb the rest naturally. Chapter 3: Nature's Blueprint. Many people ask, shouldn't I learn the past tense first, or the future tense? Here is a secret: your brain has its own schedule. It's called the natural order hypothesis. Children learn language patterns in a strict, predictable order. They learn ing before they learn the S for third-person verbs. It doesn't matter how much you force it. If your brain isn't ready for a rule, it will reject it. Think of it like growing a tree. You can't force the leaves to grow before the roots. Stop stressing about what you should know right now. Trust the process, your brain will unlock the rules when it's ready. Chapter 4: The Internal Editor. But wait, you might say, if I don't study grammar, won't I make mistakes? Yes, you will, and that's completely fine. When you learn grammar rules, you create an internal editor. Krashen calls this the monitor. The monitor is that little voice in your head. The one that stops you mid-sentence to think. Wait, is it he walk or he walks? Should I use the present perfect here? By the time you finish thinking, the conversation has moved on. The monitor kills your fluency. It makes you hesitant, it makes you afraid. The monitor is useful for one thing only: editing a written essay. But in real life, turn it off. Let the mistakes flow, fluency comes first, accuracy follows. Chapter 5: The Emotional Gatekeeper. There is one final piece to the puzzle. The biggest reason why smart people fail at English. Imagine walking into a room full of native speakers. Suddenly, your chest tightens. Your vocabulary disappears. This is the effective filter. It's an emotional wall. When you're stressed, bored, or anxious, this wall goes up. Even if the input is perfect, it cannot get inside your brain. The door is locked. But when you are relaxed, when you are laughing at a funny podcast, the wall drops. The language slides right in. The best method is not the hardest one. The best method is the one you actually enjoy. Conclusion: the shift. Let's change your routine starting tomorrow. Don't open a textbook. Don't memorize a vocabulary list. Instead, find a video, a podcast, or a book that you genuinely love. Make sure it's at your I+1 level. Relax, sit back. Don't pause to look up every word, just enjoy the story. One day, you won't even notice it happening. Someone will ask you a question in English. And for the first time, you will just answer. No translating in your head. No checking grammar rules. No panic. Just pure, effortless connection. That is the power of acquisition. That is how you finally break the wall. Remember, don't study English. Live English. Enjoy English. Acquire English naturally. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.